Hello everyone, it's Farket here, and this is part 2 of my beginner's guide. In this one, I'm going to focus on setting up your first base, like a basic camp, all the essential things you need. I'm in the fertile lands, just as I arrived from part 1. So maybe a good spot would just be somewhere around here. See how flat it is? This is perfect. Almost all my tutorials I build here because it's so flat and it's nice and it's open. It's easy to see things. So the first couple of things that I recommend you build is a drying rack. I'll just place it anywhere. These are only 5 sticks, but I don't even have 5 sticks. And the other one, oh, there's deer over there. There's a water collector. Now you're going to need a turtle shell for this one. I'll show you where to get that shortly. But first, I'm going to show you how you can kill a deer. Use a spear, weak spear. There's an upgraded spear in the game, but it's not very good. So like that, I don't like my chances of hitting this. Went over the head. While I've got daylight, I'm going to show you why I like this place so much. Get the sticks along the way. Try and stay on top of your sticks. There's not many sticks here, and you have to go across there to get them. You can build a bridge, though keep in mind that if you build a bridge, enemies can use it. They're not completely stupid. If a tree is still standing, that stick just disappeared. If you leave trees, they will spawn sticks around them. But if you cut down the tree, it will no longer spawn sticks. So having trees around can be a good idea if you want to forage for sticks if you're desperate. Though, like I said, over there's a lot of sticks. See, there's a lot of herbs here and animals. They're just freaking everywhere here. Even on hard survival, there's a lot here. It's getting dark, so I might change the filter. If you're on PC, you've got color grading. M131's the brightest. Unfortunately, if you're on PlayStation, you only got to rely on what PlayStation can offer and TV settings. Check out power saving mode. If you've got power saving mode, it's going to make your screen so much darker. So there's berries here. If we go up here, there's almost always aloe here. Yep, aloe is there. It's almost always here. So if you ever need aloe, you can come here. And there's a lot of it too. So if I press B and go to my stats again, it's that little hunger and drink symbol, I'm infected. If I press I and eat 1 aloe vera, press B again, I'm no longer infected. There's a sick one too, but you can sleep that off. If you're sick, when you eat, you don't take as much nutrients in, so you don't get as much of your stats filled. But see, there's berries there and herbs back there. There's berries all through here. There's so much food here. Now, what would probably be concerning for a lot of players is that there's a village here, but they never really spawn here. A pond here, and there is fish in it. It's getting too dark. It's making things difficult. But there's a lot of effigies here too. Don't come out this far, because what happens is they patrol. They come down this hill and cross this shallow lake thing. That's actually like a water bridge. And they go up over there. But if you're down here, they're not going to come and visit you very often at all. And because it's like a peninsula, so it's got this rock cliff face thing, they can't get down it and they can't cross the rivers. So the only way they can get you is from this way. So you only need one really long wall. Now it's gone proper nighttime now. Now I shouldn't have left it this late because it can be really difficult to see, but I'm used to it. So I'm just going to place a shelter here. I'm going to need rocks and some logs. Your chances of killing a deer with melee weapons is almost 0, though it can be done. So I need 7 logs. Is it 5 logs? I can't remember. Use a plain axe and cut down a tree. Don't worry, there are a lot better axes in the game than this one. Wherever a tree falls, if you're under it, you're going to take damage and it might kill you. If your structures are under it, they can be damaged. It needs 7 logs, so I'm going to have to cut down 2 trees for that one and get some more rocks. Rocks actually respawn on the ground. You don't mine for them in this game. Also, something that someone mentioned to me one time is that there's no weight system in the game at all. So you can carry as much as each item allows. So for instance, you can carry 3 rabbits, 3 lizards. That's how it works. So it's not based on an item system where you can carry like 1,000 rocks and nothing else. It's designated and everything's in the same place in the inventory. Hope that makes sense. See, as you run out of stamina, you can't really cut down trees very well. So you have to wait till that gets up a bit more and then go. Also, there's cold. I'm not cold because I haven't got wet, but if you get cold, if you stand still for a certain amount of time, you're going to take damage. So you got to keep moving. So when you're cutting down a tree, make sure you're moving side to side or something like that. Okay, now I can sleep. I would have been able to sleep quite some time ago. But because I'm doing a tutorial and I'm taking my time to explain everything along the way, I've kind of left it a bit late. With sleeping, the later you go to bed, you'll have to go to bed at the same time the next night. And eventually it's going to keep getting pushed further and further forward. Now, sleep is actually completely unnecessary in the game. You don't need to sleep at all. Even on hard survival. It just restores your energy, it fast forwards time, and it allows the trees to regrow if you've got tree regrowing mode on. And also, it can heal sickness if you've got that. That usually comes from eating dirty meat and that sort of stuff. And the other thing is, if you've got 2 or more rabbits in a cage, there's a 10% chance of them breeding. So hold down Z and I'll sleep. Now there's no enemies around, so you're going to get a good night's sleep. You cannot be killed in your sleep by enemies. If you go to sleep and there's enemies nearby, you'll wake up and they'll be about this distance from you. So you'll be able to deal with them. You're never going to get killed in your sleep. If there's enemies nearby and you try to sleep, the screen will go black and then you'll wake up and there'll be like a horror noise that will happen. Now, a lot of this meat's going to go off. Oh, it's still fresh. I don't know why. I'm going to need to get some sticks. But the thing is, because I got a rabbit fur from before, I can probably make a stick bag, but it needs 2 ropes and 3 cloth. And I've only got 1 rope. What you can do, combine 7 cloth and you've got a rope. So that, and 1, 2, 3. So now I can carry 20 sticks. This is one of the priority items you want. I'd actually recommend getting a berry pouch first so you can carry berries and you've always got food on you. Though I'm going to get sticks now. It's kind of prioritizing. I'm going to need it now. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to need to eat something too. But the good thing is the suitcases at the start, they provide us with a bit of food, the snacks and that, which I recommend using at the start just to get your feet on the ground. Stick trees are based on damage. So the higher damage the weapon, the quicker it's going to take it down. As you can see, it takes 2 hits from the plane axe. Its damage is not high, but if I use a upgraded stick, it's 2 hits as well. Wow. Now, one of the beauties of the fertile lands and being here is these stick trees here, if I hit them, I get 4 sticks from these ones, and there's a lot of them in here. The lower damage the weapon, the more leaves you're going to get. Like blunt weapons seem to give you the most leaves. Leaves are used for leaf pile traps and stealth armor. Now, don't spend too much time in there because they come down here. They can come down quite frequently. So just keep your eye out. Now where I'm heading, see our base is over there on the fertile lands. If we run just down here, there's a beach. I really like the spot too because the river, well, the lake and the ocean are really close to each other. So if you don't like the area you're building in, what you can do is start working on a houseboat down here and you can fill it up for all these logs and sticks. Stick trees will also respawn every time you save and exit. On multiplayer, you and your allies, well, other players will see different stick trees. So if I see that one and I take that down, the other player that's watching will still have a stick tree there. So they've got their own set of stick trees. So we come down here to where this big island is. Now this is a very popular place to build because it's one of the biggest islands in the game. It's deep enough that they can't cross it though. There is a end game mutant called the Worm and he can cross there. But the reason you come down here is that this is where the turtles land and you need one for a shell. So try and aim for the head and eventually you'll get it. Skin it. And there's your turtle shell. There are other good places in the game, though. This place just stomps all the other places in terms of a beginner spot. And you can explore too. Up there is very safe too, though it's just a bit harder to get the logs and sticks from down here because there's not many logs and sticks up there, but it is a very nice place and the views you get are amazing. We'll go up to our base. Now, when you build a shelter, it provides you with an icon and the icon can be changed to a different color. If you change it to gray, completely turns it off. So you might not want to do that. But now I can build that and my drying rack. Check my meat. It's all fresh still. Now this can hold 7 meats. You can rotate it to pick which meats you want to go in there. Now it takes 12 minutes and 30 seconds in-game time to dry a meat. So that's all my meat on there. Small meat you get from birds and squirrels. It cannot be hung on a drying rack. You have to cook it. If you want to build a fire, you can. Though keep in mind it will attract enemies. You'll probably get 1 scouting party as a result of it. Your hunting shelter, birds do land on it. You could probably try and hit them with a stick, but you might damage your shelter. But if I shoot them with this, when I've probably got no ammo, which I don't, so I'm going to hit the ground a bit. There we go. I've got enough now. And I scared them all away. Now there's deer there. So I'm going to try again with the spear. Right click to aim. There we go. You don't even have to really hit it. I could probably get that rabbit there. There's another rabbit. Oh, I got 2 for 1. Oh, hello. There's no bucks in the game. I think bucks are a male deer. I live in Australia. There's no deer here as far as I know. Oh, there is because I seen the news. They recently said that you can hunt deer now if you got a license. So there's a lot of rabbit skin and you get 1 deer skin and 4 generic meat from this. So there's the skin. and I got 4 meat from that. You can pick up the heads and put trophies on your base if you want to. They will despawn. You can't store the heads. You used to be able to in a catapult, but you can't do that anymore. So you get the head trophy out, and I don't think I can place it on anything. Oh, I can place it on here. And then you grab the head. You can't carry anything else while you're doing this. If you go underwater, you drop the head. It's kind of silly. But I've put that on there. Fresh drinking water, courtesy of the deer. These do nothing, purely decorative. Now, I've got a lot of meat now, so what I would consider doing is building another drying rack. Keep in mind that drying racks are targeted by the enemies quite a lot. They will come straight for them and attack them, or steal the meat. If they steal the meat, they'll sit here and chew on it. Be careful, if you go up and hit them with a weapon, there's a good chance you can destroy your own drying rack. So I'll put the meat on there and wait for it to dry. Now, I could have picked up my spear, but I didn't. But if I try this again... Oh, it went over its head. There is a spear bag in the game that allows you to carry 5 weak spears. That you'll need boar skin for. If you want boars, you have to go up the snow. You just head up that way there. Yeah, be careful. I'm going to damage my own structures doing that. But yes, now that I've got 2 rabbit skins, I can make a berry pouch. That's that. Oh, also, logs you leave on the ground will despawn when you save and exit. So make sure you pick them up and store them. The most efficient storage in the game, by far, is the log cart. It's mobile, it can't be destroyed, and it holds 12 logs. This can be upgraded. If I place this, there's so much to cover, and I really don't know how I'm going to edit these videos so you can understand it. I press R and it upgrades it. And that's 26 sticks, right? The log cart's 21, and they hold exactly the same amount of logs. Now, this can't go on boats, this can go on boats. This can't move and can be destroyed. This can move, can't be destroyed. Do not... And I swear for the life of me, do not take log carts into water. Never do it. It's extremely bugged out. You will lose the log cart. Just never do it. It's bad. So many animals. I don't really have any tips for hunting with the slingshot because it's just so easy. And you can get rabbit heads too. There's heads for just about every animal in the game. Be careful skinning things that are in the water. There's a bug in the game that can get you stuck. So I kill this bird. Okay. I think I should have 5 feathers now. I do, but I don't have any sticks. Okay, my energy and that's starting to get low. What I can do is just take a drink. That meat should be dried soon. You can carry unlimited leaves, cash, coins, cloth, and batteries. I think there might be something else I can't think of, but yeah. Now, I can only carry 10 small rocks. What you can do is make a small rock bag, but I'll need rope for that. But what I can do is make it up, which I do not recommend you really do, because you really need cloth for attaching the weapons to make lights. There we go. And now I can carry 25 small rocks. Now, the items don't tell you what they provide. I've done a page up on the wiki, and it's called consumables, and it'll tell you what things give. But it's pretty common sense as to what they do. Now I'm realizing that it's not raining. Usually it would rain by now. The problem with this M131 game filter is quite bright. Makes everything look white in the sky. So it's not raining. I'm not getting water. I can't drink out of that lake. There's a pond over there. What I can do is kill another deer. Like that, because it's so freaking easy. If you scare it away, chasing them down is very difficult. Now, if I had meat on me, so for instance, I take these meats off, right? So I've got 4 raw meat. If I pick up this, all that meat disappears bar 1. You don't really want to waste meat unless you've got an abundance of it, and here I do. So now that I've got 2, I can make a water pouch, but I'm going to need more cloth. Because I've got a fair amount of sodas, I'm pretty good for now. I will need meat. I don't think this meat's dried yet. A way to see is that it goes a darker color. If it ever goes black, do not eat it off the rack. See, I think that just dried then. Yeah, it's just drying right in front of me right now. So they're dried now. So if I pick up that one, I go to my inventory, dried lizard. Eat it. It's all good. It does reduce some of your thirst though when you dry the meat. A trick is to build a fire, place the dried meat on it, and then it will be instantly cooked and then you can eat it. But I shouldn't be giving you these tricks. I should be focusing on the basic stuff. I don't want to ruin your immersion. So you can cook your meat and dry it as well. There's also stews, but that's too technical. So now that's dried, I can take a couple of these, take one of each, and that'll keep me going for ages. This does not go off. I never eat it off the rack. The reason being is that the game's got a bug in it that makes the meat go burnt. You'll tell when the meat goes black. It's usually when it's on there for a very long time. And if you eat it, it gives you barely any hunger at all. So it's best to just take them off the rack and then eat them. That's just my preferred method. In part 3, what I'm going to cover is raiding cannibal villages, combat, caves, and some other things as well. A bit more of the scary stuff. But don't be afraid, I'm here to hold your hand along the way. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers.